You know what? It's time to hit the road and head south out of Glen Rose. On Highway 67, travelers can see some of the more spectacular views of the northern Texas hill country. About 12 miles down the road is Chalk Mountain. Now you'll have to watch carefully or you'll miss the left turn off Highway 67 that takes you to the Chalk Mountain Cemetery, which with over 350 graves probably serves as the best indicator of the history of the area and the people who lived and died here. There's a beautiful old chapel on the cemetery grounds.
Brothers and sisters, today our text will be taken from the Texas Motor Vehicle Code. Please turn to page 32. Page 32 of the Texas Motor... Wake up!
The land that Chalk Mountain Cemetery sits on used to belong to Hiram Berry Rogers, who donated this site to be used as a cemetery. Looking at gravestone inscriptions, it's easy to tell that life was hard in this part of Texas 125 years ago. People died young, and there are far too many headstones for children who died in the early years of their lives. The presence of unmarked graves, however, suggests that there may have been much earlier use of this cemetery.
Hiram Rogers joined Lieutenant Sul Ross's group of Texas Rangers as a young man in Waco. After helping find Cynthia Ann Parker, this group of Rangers joined the Confederacy and became part of General Hood's Texas Brigade. Rogers was at Appomattox when General Robert E. Lee surrendered to Ulysses S. Grant. With the dissolution of his regiment, Rogers returned to Waco, where he soon entered service with the state police under Texas Governor Polk. Hiram later came to Erath County and bought land at Chalk Mountain. Hiram Berry Rogers and his wife Nancy are buried here, side by side. You know, when you come to a place like this, you can feel the presence of the people who are resting here. A Confederate marker was placed on old Hiram's grave. Later on, a Texas Rangers marker to honor this former Ranger.
You know, Rogers' great-grandson is Pete Laney, who up until 2003 was our Speaker of the House of the Texas Legislature. Up next, we're going to head on down to Hyco, where we check in on a controversial story about Billy the Kid.
As we left Chalk Mountain to continue our journey, we noticed a few hundred yards south of where we turned back onto Highway 67, the remnants of what most travelers along this stretch of road think of as the community of Chalk Mountain. Originally established in the 1850s as a trading center, the settlement didn't actually become a town until the 1870s, when its post office first opened. Chalk Mountain grew to more than 80 inhabitants by the turn of the century, but by 1910, the population had dropped to less than 50. And today, the number of occupied residences could be counted on two hands, and you'd still have several fingers left. One of the most interesting of those residents is Zorita Jackson, who runs a small gas station convenience store full of memories of yesterday, when full service was offered, and you could trust your car to the man who wears the star.
Howdy, ma'am. How are you doing? Oh, Dr. Pepper?
Yeah.
Were you from here originally?
Yes.
Which town?
Which town? No town.
Just here?
This town.
No kidding. Where did you grow up?
I was born a couple of miles over here in the pasture. My brother, who was born over there at the same place, he's born in 1908. So they came here before 1908.
Really? So do you ever take a day off?
No.
You're open Sundays too?
Part of Sunday.
Part of Sundays.
I take off and go to church. Then I stay here until people get their Sunday paper. Then I go to church, and then I come back and eat lunch and open up after lunch.
Do you still sell gas here?
I have one pump that's still working.
Really?
Sell a little bit.
How often do you get delivery?
Oh, about every 2 weeks.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that right? I bet people are glad to see you.
Yeah. I think they'll miss me when I'm gone, but they don't trade with me much now.
You know, it's nice to see places like this still in operation in the 21st century, where you can stop in, enjoy the company of people like Miss Jackson, have a Dublin Dr. Pepper, and head on down the road to Hico.